Hey guys, welcome back to DREZZED on Clownfish TV. This is Neon, and I guess we're going to do this again. We're trying out live streaming. We're going to do it for about a month, and eventually I think I'm going to move this to being a morning show, which is why I'm doing it so early. That was kind of the intention, but yeah, we're back. So good morning, Internet. You survived another day. Hey, we got people coming in here. So, yeah, I don't really have a set schedule yet. I am enjoying it though. You know, I actually didn't like live streaming for the longest time. We didn't really do it too much. And, part of that I think is kind of the expectation of like, okay, if you start live streaming, then you have to have a group of like 25 people in here, bunch of talking heads talking over each other. But it's probably just going to be, myself, eventually myself and Geeky. She might be on here too. Speaking of VTubers, I think I might actually turn her into a VTuber or something. We'll bring her in here and occasionally guests if they want to go live. I don't know yet, but I want to kind of avoid the party line. You know, no offense to anybody who does that. I think it's pretty cool, but sometimes it's hard to keep track of who's saying what. So yeah, this is DREZZED. This is well, originally it started out as our gaming live stream, gaming news live stream over on the Clownfish Gaming channel. And we just kind of take odds and ends news stories and put them in a bucket over here because some of these stories just don't really require their own video. It also gives us a chance to, you know, hopefully connect with some of you guys. So yeah, I think, I don't know about the immediate future, but eventually the plan is to do this in the mornings, you know, like 8:30, 9 o'clock. You know, we'll see who's up. So good morning, everybody. Yeah, you're not going to get a 2 o'clock in the morning live stream or anything like that. I mean, it's just not going to happen. We have other stuff we do throughout the day, so we got to kind of get up for that and take care of business. Yeah, so thanks so much for coming in. Also checking to see how YouTube is sending notifications, because that's a whole thing, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that I think today. A lot more of the bigger YouTubers are coming out and saying that YouTube broke something in the last, it's been about 3 months, I think, but in the last week, especially, they definitely broke something. Phil DeFranco is coming out and talking about it now. Linus Tech Tips has talked about it. Red Letter Media has talked about it. You know, it's hitting a lot of people in the commentary space, especially because they're apparently what's going on. I don't know if, you know, if this is 100% legit or not, but apparently what's going on is the AI age recognition thing has run amok, and it's flagging a bunch of people's accounts as being potentially teenagers, and then it just doesn't show you like 75% of the videos on YouTube. So, hey guys, good morning. Let's see here. Thanks for the cast this early. Thank you for watching. Thank you from Spain. Quake says, how is Clownfish so based with all their videos all the time? They used to be so random and almost pro Disney years ago. Well, I mean, I'm pro old school Disney. The company that wears the Disney skin suit, I don't recognize. But I mean, we literally in our old house had, I'm not even kidding, we had a Disney room. One of our rooms was just completely full of Disney stuff, memorabilia and collectibles, and some of it we sold. But yeah, you know, we have a lot of really good memories of Disney as they used to be. But they haven't been that company in a very long time. You know, and it's really sad. I don't know if I have any. No, I don't. But yeah, I have to probably at the house. But yeah, I worked on Disney Comics for a number of years, and you know, it was a huge part of our lives. It's sad. I mean, we're not just YouTube grifters. We actually had skin in the game. So anyway, we're gonna talk about. God, there's a lot to talk about. Conan O'Brien. Apparently, he streamed Borderlands 4 and it crashed. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Nintendo versus Palworld again. They just filed another stupid patent, and this is exactly what I was telling you I was afraid of, was Nintendo would get away with it once and then they would just keep doing it. What else we got? We got some more Nintendo news here. We have the Palworld one. We got I don't know. We'll talk about it. There's all kinds of Nintendo stupidity. Oh yeah, yeah. They'll fire you if you don't perform. Imagine that. Imagine that. Neon's not just a cartoon avatar. No, I am not. I am not. And weirdly enough, I look like the cartoon avatar. So anyway, let's change it up here a little bit. There we go. There's the cartoon avatar. So we're gonna talk. Well, before we talk about that, let's talk about this. This is actually super important, and it's gonna kind of go along with Phil DeFranco and Lions Tech Tips. Go out to news.clownfishtv.com if you guys are watching. Sign up for our newsletter. It is 100% free. We do have a paid version of it, but you don't have to pay for anything. But if you want to get notified when we upload new videos, go to news.clownfishtv.com, because I don't trust YouTube to notify you. I'm going to be honest. I don't think they're going to notify you. I think there's some, shenanigans going on. A lot of us that have been doing this for a while noticed a definite change in May. And, like in the last week or two, I think because of this age verification crap, a lot of channels are getting hit really hard because they think you're all a bunch of kids, I guess. If you watch video game content or anime content or whatever it is, they think you're kids, and they're not going to recommend our content to you because we swear. We fucking swear on the fucking live stream. Oh my God, imagine that. I'm sorry, somebody just got fired from work now for watching us. Go out and do that. Again, we notify you if we upload. We're going to have to be a little more creative, I think, in reaching people. I actually just synced to Odyssey this week too. Now, don't leave here and go to Odyssey, but I'm just saying as a backup, just trying to make sure you guys, stay in touch. Cause it's weird. YouTube is changing. I don't think it's changing for the better. In fact, Phil DeFranco, who's been doing this forever. This person here, Roscoe, what's that? Darkside Phil went mask off. He's gone insane. He wasn't insane before. I don't even know the lore behind Darkside Phil. DSP, I have no idea. Roscoe said the stream got interrupted to play an ad. Yeah, that's that. Okay, so let's talk about that, because I think that is, and we are gonna get to the Hogwarts Legacy thing. I swear to God, eventually I'll get there. I think that's what is motivating all of this, all these changes at YouTube is maximum ad revenue. And the ads are really intrusive now. Like if you let YouTube insert ads on their own in your videos, I swear to God, there will be like 50 ad breaks in a 10-minute video. And the stuff they push, I think is probably the most ad-friendly stuff. So there's that. We believe, like Geeky and I talk about this all the time, because we run websites too. We've actually been doing, we run several websites. We have been doing that for about, 15 years now, 20 years now. And so what is happening, we believe, is that, let's see here, make sure everybody's in there. We believe that YouTube is pushing shorts because they don't have to pay creators as much with shorts, and they get maximum watch time. And she believes, and I have to agree with her on this one, she believes that they are pushing smaller channels because they still run ads on those channels, but those people, a lot of them aren't monetized yet. They're not part of the partner program. So YouTube gets paid, but they get to keep 100% of it. So if you keep pushing a bunch of smaller channels in their videos, you still get the same amount of watch time, the same amount of impressions, but you don't have to split that with the partners. So I think what is going to happen eventually is they're going to try to push more and more of us out of the space, and they're going to try to push people that basically don't cost them as much. And that's the truth. And that's not, that's not good for the views in YouTube. And it is very possible. I mean, look, we're not YouTube millionaires or anything, but it's very possible that these people that had, made millions of dollars on YouTube over the years, like Phil DeFranco, they're not gonna be doing that anymore. And that's by design, because they'd rather just give everybody a pittance and have them keep cranking out AI shorts or whatever. Because to YouTube, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. A view's a view. It doesn't matter as long as the kids are watching it, and that's what they're doing. They're pushing the shorts and the AI shorts. And I know of channels firsthand. I've talked to managers of channels that get 100 million views a month on shorts, and they make a couple $1,000s. It's way cheaper, but I guarantee you YouTube is charging the same amount of money for the ads. That's what we think is actually going on. How sustainable that is, I don't know. Because if everybody bails on YouTube, if all the views leave YouTube, it's basically cable TV at that point. It's basically the shorts for the plebs like us. And then, we've got the corporate news, the Fox News and the, MS Now or Ms. Now or whatever the hell they're calling it, CNN, that kind of stuff. And then voices like ours are going to get drowned out. And that might be by design. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea how long this is going to last for us. I don't know. We never expected to be doing this at all. But we have a lot of people that are going into full on panic mode. And I'm like, things change, man. They do. They do. Always have a backup. But Phil DeFranco just got the memo. And this is after Linus Tech Tips said that they took a massive hit. Again, it's not just a one-off. It's not just, it's certain channels because of the topics, I think. He said, did something change with YouTube recently? The recommended videos it's feeding and homepage videos in general seem way worse in the last 30 days. Yeah. Yeah, they do. Because it's cheap shit. It doesn't cost YouTube as much. Being recommended random videos from 8 months to 2 years ago and way less of the people I watch on a regular daily, weekly basis. Yes, because it's the most AdSense stuff that they can pocket. That's what I think it's about. I actually going to be talking to somebody at YouTube next week about it, and I don't expect anything to happen. I think they're just going to be like, yeah, whatever. Whatever, we don't care. We're still getting paid. And that's basically it. And that's what people don't realize about these companies is, we ran into this with our websites too. YouTube, it's part of Google, and Google, they don't care. I'm sorry. They don't care about you. They basically own the internet. And you play ball with them until they decide the game's over. And that's it. It's a very one-sided relationship, right? Linux. Yeah, I need to switch everything over to Linux. I am not doing Windows 11. So that's what you look like. Yeah. It's funny. People are surprised. And I've actually been out there for years. Like, oh my God, 5 years, I think. I go on other people's streams 9 times out of 10. I go on camera for that. I've been doing DREZZED over on the gaming channel for years. And people are like, oh my God, it's a face reveal. I'm like, bitch, where have you been? Where have you been? And my pictures are out there. Actually, those pictures are really old though. I am significantly fatter in those pictures. And what happened was I had a back injury and I couldn't exercise like I wanted to. That's a whole story. That's a whole nother tangent. Anyway, so Phil DeFranco's noticing, everybody's noticing, Red Letter Media's noticing, Linus Tech Tips is noticing. I think people that aren't saying anything about it are, they don't want to look like they're, because the go-to for most people is like, oh my God, your channel's dying, suck it. And they don't want to look like their channels are dying, right? They don't want to come out, but now it's coming out that like 90% of YouTubers in the commentary space, if not beyond, are having problems. I've seen other gaming YouTubers getting hit with it too. It's a platform-wide thing. So the fact that you guys are actually here watching us right now, and there's like 150 of you, it's pretty good for not announcing. I mean, I just dropped the stream. That's pretty amazing because I'm also testing to see if YouTube sends out notifications. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, we will get here into the VTuber situation. I got a couple of, make sure I'm caught up here. Look guys, I am not good at the live streaming. People do this like 24/7. I'm not good at it, but I'm going to try. So I got some super chats here. So thank you very much for that. And I'm trying to keep track of them. I guess I missed a couple the other day because the chat was going too fast. I did figure out how to slow things down a little bit, which is awesome. Thank you very much. This is, and I'm sure I'm going to botch this. Maycole Medina MX Productions. Thank you. It's so weird to see actual you in the video. I'm a guy. Thank you for all your YouTube tips. It's helped me a lot. best for you and your wife. Well, yeah, very welcome. We try. We try to help people. People think we're evil, but we actually do try to help people. But sometimes the best way to help people is to be brutally honest. And people don't like that. They don't like brutal honesty. And I'm just old. That's, that's why we're so honest. We come from a different generation. Lightning Sketch Productions, thank you very much. Didn't have to do that. Would it be crazy if I were to make a fan edit of films such as Lightyear that cuts the woke bull for personal viewing? No, it's also called the China edition or the Russia edition. Yeah, that cut actually does exist. I think that's what's going to happen, not to go down the AI rabbit hole, but I think that's what's going to happen. I think a lot of people are going to just make their own cuts of movies and, call it a day. Be like, yeah, I don't want the Hollywood stuff. I'm just going to make my own stuff. Rasmus, thank you very much. Take shiny coin for all the woohoos. Yeah, she's actually out this morning. They're at the dentist's office this morning. So I hope I'm more fun than a root canal. I really do. I don't know what's up with Darkside Phil. I don't even know that. I'll be honest. I don't even know the Darkside Phil lore. Like everybody talks about him. I don't. I'm vaguely aware of him. Something Street Fighter. Something crazy. I don't know. I have no idea. Here's my thing. Like I'm trying really hard not to start beefs with people if I don't have to. And that's why everybody's like, why you guys kind of keep to yourselves? I'm like, because I don't know who hates who. I really don't know who hates who. Like I'll talk to somebody and they're like, don't talk to that person. They did XYZ thing. And then you talk to somebody, don't talk to them either. Oh, you talk to them, so you must agree with it. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, what is this? Like freaking grade school? I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, we just kind of keep to ourselves. I'll do streams with people that I trust, that I've known for a while, but and then a lot of these streams are just YouTubers bitching about other YouTubers. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, man. I got a lot of shit to do, every day. Like I'm very busy every day. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. All right. Drink my cancer juice. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Lucas. Yeah, YouTube's about to go bye-bye due to self-inflicted wounds. They keep making bad decisions. The problem we have, Lucas, is we don't have any good alternatives yet. I mean, we have decent alternatives, but Rumble. I like the guys over at Rumble. I do. I want to be very clear about that. But I think they had a moment where they really could have just taken a big chunk away from YouTube, and then YouTube crippled them with the ad thing. I don't know if you guys know that there's a whole lawsuit going on there, but I think they spent a lot of money on talent trying to bring people over to the platform instead of putting money into the infrastructure and the algorithm and things to make it go and to make it attractive for normal audiences like normies to come over. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Like they spend a lot of money on political talking heads, which is great, but at that point, that's all people are there for. Like I feel like they need more normie content over there, and they didn't do that very well out of the gate. And I don't know if they can play catch up at this point. But then the flip side is if YouTube keeps making stupid decisions like this, any alternative is going to look really attractive. It's just, again, do normies know about it? Because right now it's basically a YouTube TikTok world. And, YouTube is trying to take out TikTok with shorts, I think. All right, let's go down here, make sure we're good. Not missing anybody. We're I swear to God, guys, we're gonna get to issue. Yeah. Another ad for Roscoe. I think what they're doing too, Roscoe. Love Dukes of Hazzard, by the way. My grandfather, I had the Dukes of Hazzard slot racing set when I was a kid, and I loved that thing. They were like crisscross. It was really, really cool. He stepped on my Roscoe P. Coltrane sheriff car and broke it, and there wasn't any more crisscrossing. It was just the general way just doing stuff by, and it wasn't as fun because there's nobody to run from. But no, I think they're also pushing the ads too, not just to maximize revenue, but to annoy you into subscribing to premium so they can compete with Netflix. They want to compete with Netflix and with TikTok. And this new CEO, he's a train wreck, man. Can I say that on YouTube? Am I allowed to say that? ALs. Hey, AL. I'm on Rumble. I watch your videos religiously and comment. Yeah. A lot of commenters on there are a little sus. Yeah, I don't know. And again, I'm not trying to dunk on Rumble. I actually like Rumble. I think they really needed to uh, attract as many normies as they could, because what happened was, a lot of conservatives got banned or deboosted on YouTube, so they flocked to Rumble. And then that became the audience. Basically, it was just like, okay, we got the most, some of the most extreme voices. Yeah, basically all the canceled people went to Rumble and brought their audiences with them. But then, like, if you're gonna post, gameplay videos or whatever, nobody gives a shit. They just don't. My car, yeah, I know, right? R.I.P. I love that set too. Like, I love those old slot racing sets. They're so much fun. And like everybody, like every show back then had one. I think, Dukes of Hazzard had one. I think the Fall Guy had one. And man, it was a better time. We are on Odyssey now as of earlier this week. I'm like, you know what? Because I was looking at other people on Odyssey. I'm like, they don't get a lot of views, but it's a backup just in case, because I have no idea what's going to happen. We also have the audio edition, and the video editions on Spotify. So we're also in the podcast space too. We actually get a lot of people listen to us. Like, they don't even know we have a video version. It's so damn weird. People are like, "Wait, you're on YouTube?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's where we started." And it's like they had no idea. They just listened to us on Apple or whatever, the audio version. So anyway, yeah, people were noticing. So let's get to the damn story here. All right, so this is Korone. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I don't watch her. I'm not a big VTuber watcher, but I just thought this was so damn weird. So Hogwarts Legacy came out in 2023. Was it 23 it came out? And so we're talking 2.5 years. This game came out 2.5 years ago. The media tried to cancel it. It didn't work. In fact, it blew up. I remember it sold a ridiculous number of copies. It became the highest selling game that year. And I do remember at the time, if you would stream Hogwarts Legacy on Twitch, they would try to get your channel canceled. They tried to get you canceled. You were an awful person. You were a bigot, Nazi, homophobe, the whole thing. And a lot of VTubers were doing it. And they actually won VTuber. I'm trying, look, my memory is a little foggy. It's been a while. I think a couple of people quit, or one person quit because of Hogwarts Legacy, because they were harassed so badly for playing this game. Korone. Okay, there we go. Korone. So just so everybody else knows how to pronounce it, Korone. Say it with me now. Korone. But yeah, they said she's a sweetheart. A lot of these VTubers are really nice. I mean, they're really cool, and they're very sweet, and they didn't do anything to hurt anybody. and because they played Hogwarts Legacy. Now, again, it's not safe 2 years later to play the most popular game of 2023. But we'll talk about that, because J.K. Rowling in general, we covered a tabletop game company that got canceled by Bluesky because they dared do an update to the Harry Potter card game they did years before. It's just absolutely insane. But yeah, I think this is it. The hate for the game made it blow up 100%. I don't think Hogwarts Legacy would have sold as well had these people not been so crazy. So it's actually the opposite thing of what you want to happen. If you're trying to cancel J.K. Rowling, the best thing you can do is ignore her and let the rest of the world just forget about her, because the Wizarding World stuff was actually on the decline. If you remember, the last couple of movies, the Fantastic Beasts movies, didn't do very well. And there was definitely a lack of interest in everything Harry Potter at that point, other than the theme parks. And then when the whole trans issue stuff started and people decided they were going to cancel her, I think she picked up a whole new audience of people that were there to support her just because they didn't want to see her get canceled, and to stick it to these people because they take it too far. Again, nobody's telling you have to like J.K. Rowling. Nobody's telling you have to support Harry Potter. You're allowed to have your feelings on the game. I don't care. I mean, it's no skin off my nose. But when you go after VTubers for simply playing the most popular game of 2023, and you try to cancel them 2 damn years after the fact, like you got some issues. I'm just saying, you're not helping your case. You're not helping your case any. AL says the puppy girl. Yeah, I am only somewhat familiar with her. Was it Pick Me? Yeah, the VTuber got harassed. Her model was retired and she rebranded into Henya. Henya and still streams. Okay, that's cool. That's very cool. All right, what here? Daniel wants to know what's your most expensive toy or anime merch? I don't know. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think about it. I got some Transformers that were pretty pricey. Geeky has some dolls, some She-Ra and Gem dolls that were pretty expensive. But I'm not into like the Hot Toys or the, $2,000 super articulated action figures or whatever. I'm like, I put them on a shelf. They look nice. I don't overspend. I'm very cheap. I'm very thrifty. So the stuff I buy is usually like on sale or I pick it. I can tell you, probably the most valuable thing I have is I have like a C8, C9 carded Duke, G.I. Joe Duke from 84. And but I bought him for like $40 and he's worth like, I think he's worth like $2,000, $3,000. I don't know. I haven't gotten him appraised, but he's actually at the house, and he's in a plastic case, and he's kind of like my pride and joy because I got them cheap. The person that sold them, I think thought they were the reissues because what they priced them at was the 25th anniversary price. And the cards are similar, right? And if you don't know your stuff, you're going to think, well, but yeah, it was crazy. I got them for like $40. It's like, and I felt kind of bad about it, but I'm also like, they were here a while, obviously, and nobody else bought them. So I'm like, I'll buy them for $4. I bought Duke and Dusty. Dusty's card's not as good, but Duke is. I'll have to bring him on air. If we're gonna do live streams, I'll bring him over here and I'll put him on camera. But yeah, he's like a C9 card. He's really nice. Anyway, here we got another couple of super chats, and then I'll get into it. I swear to God, I will. We're getting there, guys. This is the problem with live streams is we take a 10-minute video and turn it into a 2-hour thing. Mellow Fungus says attacking Korone over this is like attacking Bob Ross. Literally a loser move, and I don't understand how people think it's a good idea. It's not. Makes them look bad. Again, if your goal is to cancel J.K. Rowling, your goal is to cancel Harry Potter, doing shit like this, you're just helping her. Like, I can hear the money going into her pockets, okay? You don't have to like her, but attacking people for playing a game that's incredibly popular, they think they can get to them. I talked about this before. With cancel culture, you pick the stragglers, you pick the easy targets. The people who get attacked 9 times out of 10 are the ones who they know will not fight back because they can't take them on head to head. So they resort to some really sleazy, underhanded shit, or they attack people that they think are really nice, or people that care what other people think about them. In my case, I don't give a shit what other people think about me. I spend my whole life getting into fist fights. I don't freaking care what a bunch of online weirdos think. But somebody like this, she's got this wholesome image or whatever, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we'll just harass her until she quits. So here's, this is coming from Reddit. Bluesky wants Korone's head on platter. Again, Bluesky, I cannot wait until that site collapses because it is Twitter 2017. It's actually worse because there's no counterbalance whatsoever on Bluesky. It is the absolute worst of Twitter 2017. Bottled. This is like 30 peeps. This person says that's the entire population of Bluesky. This person says Bluesky has a decent amount of artists, but it's got the same problem that Twitter had and still has. Yeah, an immense amount of Karens that don't know when to STFU and get off the internet. Only difference is Twitter's filled with crazies from both sides, and Bluesky has the leftist crazies. Slacktivism will get people nowhere. Here are some of the receipts, I guess. And I just went out and did a search for Korone. So some of these are great. I love Bluesky. They're so ridiculous. There is no excuse for a VTuber streaming Hogwarts Legacy. Unsubscribed. We get people on here. I think it's freaking hilarious. They're like, I've been watching you for years, and I thought you were a good guy, and then you said this thing about this thing I like, and I have to unsubscribe. And I'm like, literally, who the hell are you? Because I've never seen you come up in the comments. And if you've been watching us for more than 2 months, you'd know what we thought about certain things. Yeah, no, they make a big deal. Like, I'm going to subscribe and then make a big show of unsubscribing. Empty wallet closed. There's no excuse for VTuber streaming Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, it's weird to stream it 2 years after the fact because I don't know if anybody cares, but whatever. Fusion Warrior here. Korone is scheduled to play the Turf Wizard game. Unfollowed, unsubscribed. I make no exceptions. You support Turfs, it's over for us. No exceptions. Korone, no, says Gretchen. Bugger off. Korone is streaming the stupid, effing, dumb, idiotic, effing, stupid, effing Turf Wizard game. Why did you have to effing do that, Korone? Why? Why did you disappoint us by not doing everything we wanted? And to think Korone was the one who got me into VTubing to start with. It's on Korone's team and Korone herself to look into games. And the fact that the Harry Potter controversies are not talked about in the Japanese sphere is a serious problem because they don't care. They don't care. Just like Barnes and Noble doesn't care. Actually, our closest Barnes and Noble, and I think we've told this story before. I am reasonably sure that the one person that works at the Barnes and Nobles that we go to is trans. I'm reasonably sure. Obviously, it's very rude to ask, but I'm reasonably sure. And they're working across from this big ass Harry Potter display, like massive Harry Potter display. And they seem to really enjoy their job. I think if they would have a problem with it, they wouldn't be working there. I'm just saying, like, I think in the real world, I don't know if trans people are that upset about Harry Potter. In fact, we have, some friends that are, we have one friend in particular that's trans. It's a huge Harry Potter fan. I don't know if people are really that bothered by it. I think it's just these like terminally online weirdos. People are apparently shitting on her for playing Hogwarts Legacy now. Are you guys okay? So this is actually other people on Bluesky calling them out. They're sick in the head. It's not hard to play a different effing game. Then don't watch it. Why is it so hard? And it's the same with, both sides of and people will be like, clownfish, you and your both sidesism. But it's the same with anything else. Like if it bothers you and you don't like it and you don't want to watch it, you don't want to buy it, you don't want to support it, let the market decide. That's kind of how I am. I mean, we get ass mad about legacy franchises being destroyed, chasing a phantom audience, right? And I think that's because we're actually fans. We're actually invested, in that stuff, and have been for years. So, it's always heartbreaking to see them just like burn all the fan goodwill to chase some other audience, to chase weirdos like these on Bluesky. They aren't going to buy shit. They're going to complain about everything, but they aren't going to buy anything. Let the market decide. And in the case of Hogwarts Legacy, the market already decided 2 years ago. The game's very, very, very popular. And in part, it's popular because of people like you. And, you just made, and honestly, would the Harry Potter reboot be happening if Hogwarts Legacy were a huge flop? Because I think that played into it, because that was like the biggest thing Warner Brothers had going that year was Hogwarts Legacy. So they're like, hot damn, let's do this reboot. Let's do more Harry Potter. So you guys really, there you go. Yeah, I agree, 100%. Your grandpa stepped in my car and unsubscribing. Yeah. Well, he's gone now, so R.I.P. Pap. But, I don't think that's going to happen again. But yeah, it's just like, I just don't understand. I don't understand the mindset. I think a lot of these people, I'm going to be honest, are thoroughly unhappy and mentally ill having interacted with them. On occasion, it's like you're deeply unhappy and you're taking it out on people that really have no bearing on your life. Why do people always need to get so violent when it comes to stuff like this? For real, it's a cult. Yeah, I 100% agree. Just don't watch her Hogwarts Legacy streams. It was so weird because these people can't quit Harry Potter anyway, right? They they knew the game was coming out. They tried to get people canceled. We actually had Troy Levitt on before, who was one of the devs on Hogwarts Legacy, and they basically got him removed from his job because they complained on Kotaku and Polygon, whatever. And yeah, it's so weird. It's just like, just don't buy it, don't support it. But we had people out there that were like, I'm not going to buy the game, I'm going to buy it used. I'm like, so you're still going to play it? Somebody else has to buy it first, right? You're still going to play it. It doesn't count. And then they found out that a lot of the people that were complaining about the game were actually playing it themselves because they saw their like Xbox achievements or Steam achievements or whatever. I'm like, God, you guys are crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. So yeah, let's look at some of these. I got, this is a whole thread here. All right. Can I see these, or is it going to be like verifying you're a human? I don't know. All right, another sip of cancer juice. That's, you can tell I'm not sponsored by Pepsi because, yeah. All right. Doc Gilgamesh says, "Wow, I didn't think it would happen, but Korone stream, I have to hard skip because it's the effing Turf Wizard game. She's being sponsored. Yeah, because I know they have a new Switch 2 version out now with more turfiness. I'm mildly disappointed she took the money." That's the Japanese corporate life. That is every streamer who does this full time, guys. I hate to break it to you. You know, like Wayne's World. No, actually not being sponsored by Pepsi. I should get a Pepsi sponsorship, and I can get like a little patch or something. Be like, yeah, water's for losers, baby. Real men drink Pepsi. Real men drink copious amounts of Diet Pepsi. Gets her doctor's orders. She openly being like, wow, Harry Potter, I love it. Then yeah, I'm eating my merch. Scratch the mildly part. Why did I say that? F this franchise. Come to think of it, I was already 1 foot slightly out the door and keeping up because of life reasons. And whenever I'm thinking about people who annoy me, it's always dumb VTuber fans. So yeah, I'm quitting. There you go, guys. God, this is so stupid. Yeah, we saw this one. She's playing the Turf Wizard game. May her head roll. Oh my God. She's sponsored for it too. She's quite literally taking blood money for. Who died over Harry Potter? I mean, really, like you don't have to like J.K. Rowling. I'm not telling you have to like J.K. Rowling. You can think she's full of it. You can think she's a motor mouth. You can think she's, did she literally kill people? I mean, did she personally? She's sponsored for it too. She quite literally is taking blood money. May her head roll. She's a genocide supporter. Oh my God. Wow. And I hate to be that guy. Is it really genocide? I mean, I know even if people, you could argue people were getting hate crimed or whatever, but it's not a race, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong here? Whatever. Look, you're dealing with terminally online, low IQ weirdos. People will make excuses as if Japanese people are innocent little babies who don't know what trans people are. We had Ranma. Ranma was a pretty big deal. So big they brought it back again. She's a corporate-owned VTuber. It's not an excuse. She's corporate-owned. She's been popular enough for a while to be able to say no. Then she'd be forced to graduate. That's what they want. And graduate with dignity is what I would do. Yeah, we see what happens when the other super popular talents graduate. They go indie or join another studio. They get a re-debut, and things go just fine. God, it just goes on and on. How many pages of this? Oh, my God. I thought there was just a couple of pages of this. It just goes on. And on here, Slimy Jade. Don't stream the shitty wizard game. As naive as it may be, I genuinely think Korone doesn't realize the implications of playing it. This is insane. Weirdo says Pepsi has more deaths due to health concerns. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. So my grandfather drank a lot of Pepsi, and he smoked and ate bacon like every day of his life. And he lived well into his 80s. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think the red 40 is going to kill me before the Pepsi does. We'll see. We'll see. They're like, it's no excuse if you didn't know. You should know by now. I'm like, yeah, again, freaking 2 years later, the most popular game of 2023, and you guys are ass mad, and it just goes on and on and on. I'm not gonna drag it out, but here we go, guys. Got some super chats. Thank you very much. Don't have to do that, by the way. You really don't. Some of the most base communities that don't know how to cancel culture whatsoever is Japan Anime, Counter-Strike, and 4chan. They just don't care. Yeah, why should they? And here's the thing, too. Like, if you want to get ass mad about it, Japan was doing representation years before they were doing it in the West. Again, I bring up Ranma, bring up, God, how many anime had LGBTQ characters back in the freaking 60s, 70s, early 80s, and it was just treated as normal. And now it's a big ass deal. It's just like whatever. Thank you. Agent 51. All I hear from people is give me likes and attention for taking the moral high ground I created. Yeah, it's just weird. I think these people are they need to get offline. Somebody said about the Rodimus, and I'm sorry I missed the Rodimus thing, but I love Hot Rod. He's probably my favorite looking Transformer, but I hate Rodimus Prime with a passion. I think he's the biggest pussy in all of Transformers history. I hate the character of Rodimus Prime. I don't think he's done anything right, and he was such a failure he had to give the Matrix back. But by God, he's a good-looking toy. I mean, he really is. But Jim Ross here says, the making of Harry Potter, Warner Brothers Studio in Tokyo has thousands of people every day. Nobody paid any attention to the J.K. Rowling thoughts or beliefs. Nah, because they probably secretly agree or they just don't care. Like, oh, yeah, I mean, look, how many creators in the past had some kooky, like legitimately kooky ideas? Neil Adams comes to mind. He believed in the whole like hollow earth thing, that they're like lizard people at the center of the earth or something. And you could still be like, yeah, that's pretty nuts, but he's a damn good artist. He draws a mean Batman. So he gets a pass. Because I actually met him at a con once. I didn't discuss the Hollow Earth. I talked about his Batman portfolio and his Batman work, and that was it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not even. And he had some books there. I think he has some books on like Hollow Earth theory or something. I'm not even engaging in that conversation. So you can, again, respect the creator and not like everything they do or agree with everything they do. That's fine. But people, they can't separate that. It's just very weird. Yeah, Lady June in here. Lots of 90s magical girl anime had LGBT characters. Yeah. I mean, going back decades, right? I think Battle of the Planets wasn't... Battle of the Planets. Gotcha Man. Wasn't the villain originally trans or something in the 70s? And nobody gave a shit about it. I think they change it when they bring it to the US, but in Japan, they don't care. So to say Japan is bigoted is really just incredibly stupid. Rasmus says Flat Earthers was just a club for silly people who were in on the joke besides small dedicated dum-dums. Yeah, Flat Earth, I never got that one. I'm like, you don't really believe this, do you? I mean, you don't really believe, and some people, I guess they did. So let's talk about some other stuff, because I'm getting tired of talking about the VTuber. So there we go, guys. You're still going to get canceled in 2025. What else we got here? Oh, yeah. Well, now we got to make sure everybody, speaking of Harry Potter, and then I swear to God, we're going to move on from Harry Potter, because I really am getting tired of talking about it. Yeah, they're cousins. Yeah. So Chris Columbus is trying to distance himself because he's mad that they're redoing his movies, I think is what the whole thing is. But he's like, he doesn't want to do Cursed Child because it's very sad. You weren't asked, dude. And if they do the Cursed Child, because they're like, well, none of the actors want to work with JK anymore. I'm like, I don't think that was ever a possibility. They threw her under the bus. I think if they do wind up adapting Cursed Child, they will wait until this group of kids gets old enough to do it, and then they'll do Cursed Child if there's a demand for it. I mean, it might be that the show drops and it sucks and everybody hates it and it does, immense brand damage to Harry Potter, and that's just kind of the end of it all. But yeah, I think they're just going to wait because I don't think she wants to work with him either. I don't think she wants to see Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter again ever. I just a hunch I have, right? But yeah, Chris Columbus he's all mad because he was taking pot shots at it. He was like, Hagrid looks just like my Hagrid. And I'm like, well, he was described in the books as looking a certain way. What did you expect? I mean, what did you expect Hagrid to look like? I mean, seriously, but like all these articles and the media is getting off on this, for all this talk of like how awful she is, like they love it. They love it. Duolingo in Trans Row now after criticizing J.K. Rowling in German lesson. I mean, it's just these headlines are just nuts. But yet she still has a massive book section in Barnes & Noble. They still have, last time I checked, tons and tons and tons of Harry Potter Legos at Walmart and Target. They haven't banned it. All kinds of snack products. Hershey's working with her. I mean, the only people that are getting canceled are the people in nerd spaces that they think will cave, like tabletop game manufacturers and VTubers that are too nice for their own good. Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy had woke pandering, yet wasn't enough to these weirdos. They actually, I think in response to the backlash, they actually put a trans character in the game, and it's supposed to take place in the 1800s. But it's in the more progressive wizarding world. But I'm like, that wasn't enough. They're like, well, you're just doing that to try to appease us, and the angry mob can never be appeased. It's like, no, they've basically been pushed back into the corners of Bluesky. I know Bluesky gets mad if you point out that nobody's using Bluesky. It's just really, really freaking weird. So let's see what we got here. Gender activist meltdown after Genshin Impact streamer says he's had enough. This guy, like he does not look like a Genshin Impact streamer to me. I mean, I'm just saying, he does not look like a Genshin Impact streamer to me at all. So he was, what was he doing? So this is another one where, I mean, again, it's, you get like a certain audience and, I don't know. Genshin Impact is catnip for terminally online weirdos. I'm just saying, this is just like, it's crazy. So he said he was tired of a coded Silksong character. Very weird. And that's the thing too. Like it becomes like, these characters are coded this way or that way or whatever. And I'm like, God. Yeah. So he streams a bunch of gacha games. Okay. Yeah. I don't watch them. Like I don't really watch a lot of other streamers or podcasts or whatever. I don't. People are like, don't you know this guy and that guy? I'm like, no, I have no idea. But apparently he's been canceled a few times already. Like they tried to get him booted off of Twitch and stuff. And I don't know if characters are coded or not coded. I don't give a shit. But anytime you criticize anything or say, hey, it's kind of weird to ship these children. Like, why are you shipping children? But then you have a bunch of people that are like, this guy and his followers are not all right. Being a grifter means being a miserable loser, yelling from atop of buildings. Yes, I'm miserable. I'm the most miserable man who's ever lived. And then 4,000 people go to your Kick stream and donate $20. I would argue that the people that spend all their time online patrolling for people to cancel are actually the miserable losers. I mean, I would. And it's so weird because the people that they get so angry about, I'm not saying everybody, but like the people they get angry about, a lot of them are like relatively normal people who have lives. And, it's so weird to see. Hail, Mr. Spock 7. Yeah, they're fictional characters. That's what I don't understand either. Like, they accuse us of being the bad guys because we don't want to see, Luke Skywalker dragged through the mud or whatever. But I'm like, they get so upset about fictional characters. I don't get it. There really is some kind of psychology to all of this. Um, Standom, I would say it's not fandom, but like people are just so desperate to see themselves represented in fictional characters. And Geeky and I talked about last night. We did a video talking about Gen Z and how you're not allowed to criticize Gen Z. And it's not. I don't think it's always true. I really don't. Our kids are Gen Z, and a lot of that generation is actually incredibly based. But there is a subset, I would say, of probably younger millennials and older Gen Z that they need to see themselves represented in media to feel validated. And if anybody attacks fictional characters, they take it personally, but they take it more personally than the people who created those characters, right? We went pretty hard in the paint against She-Ra because it meant something to my wife. And actually the reason we got into the whole She-Ra controversy was because they were attacking the fans, and then they took it a step further. The people associated with the show started attacking the original show and the original voice actors, and we're like, okay, these are garbage people. Like, that is bullshit. And they were attacking people that had passed, and it's like you wouldn't even have your jobs if it wasn't for these people. So shut the hell up. But yeah, now even years later, if you say anything negative about Netflix She-Ra, you're like a bigot, Nazi, homophobe, or whatever. It's so wild. I mean, it really is. It's so weird to see. Like, I mentioned it the other day. I said it was like the 40th anniversary of the debut of She-Ra, and I said, yeah, Mattel still only mentions classic. Like, they don't mention Netflix She-Ra at all, and all these She-Ra stands came out. I'm like, that show's been off the air for years, and you're still hung up on it. Like, what the hell? Move on, right? Just like a Hogwarts Legacy. It's like, the Hogwarts Legacy won 2 years ago, and you still can't get over it. It's so freaking weird. AL's leaving. Bye, AL. All right. See, I am Gen Z Jackster, and I don't like my generation. You're not all bad. I'm going to be honest. Like, I actually have a lot of hope, and we talked about this before. I have a lot of hope for Gen Z. They are resourceful. They grew up or came of age during a time of great adversity, which I think builds character. I think that the pandemic is going to be a huge defining moment for these people. And I think that they're going to have a distrust of government, a deep distrust of government because of it. I think they're going to be more resourceful because the job situation right now is not good for them. And a lot of people are not hiring them because I think their older peers screwed up. So they're going to come up with, I think they're going to be a lot more resourceful. A lot of them are going to be a lot more traditional. They're going to go back to more traditional, family roles or whatever, because, they want to return to traditional values. I have a lot of hope for Gen Z. I think they're going to figure it out. I think the kids are all right. I really do. And this is coming from a dad of, two Gen Z kids that I think they're okay. I think you guys are going to be fine. I think you need to distance yourself from the loudest, most obnoxious voices in your generation, like the people going after VTubers. I don't think that that's the majority of Gen Z. I think the terminally online ones are doing damage to the rest of that generation. That is my personal opinion. So anyway, so this guy's like, he's getting canceled over Silk Song now is so weird too. That's become another like culture war thing. Culture war. Gotta use my robo voice. Culture war. Culture war. Put a bag over my head or something. but like, it's so weird because they're like, oh, it's too damn hard. My son's stuff was actually hard. Like, it might be ridiculous, but they nerfed it within a couple days of release too, which is so weird. I'm sorry, Jackster. Jackster is having a hard time getting a job. They're deliberately not hiring Gen Z. That's my understanding. And they're not hiring Gen Z because some of Gen Z, I would say it's probably the younger millennials, basically poisoned the well. And, it sucks. It sucks. I mean, our kids are running into that too. That they're not hiring, young people now because they're, people that are maybe 5 years older than you fucked it up for everybody else. Can I say that on here? But they did. That's what I think's going on. Scott, I have nothing. I have nothing to say either. What is this? Transcoding. Yeah, transcoding. Well, it's like Transformers. The whole scene changed because we had a bunch of activists get into Transformers because of IDW, and like they're bringing gender ideology into Transformers, and I'm like, they're robots that turn into cars and blow shit up. Why are we having this discussion? Like, I have no problem if you're trans and you like Transformers, that's fantastic, but I don't need to know who the Transformers are having sex with, okay? I mean, I don't care. I don't care. When I was a kid, I thought it was kind of weird we had girl Transformers, but I'm like, whatever. They turn the cars and blow shit up too. I don't really care. But now we've got like shipping in Transformers, and I'm like, there was no shipping in Transformers. It's very weird. So yeah, let's move along here. Borderlands 4 apparently crashed while Conan O'Brien. Let me try that again. The cancer juice hasn't kicked in yet. Okay. Borderlands 4 apparently crashed when Conan O'Brien was playing it, and now they're trying to say it was a joke. It was a joke. It didn't actually crash. They planned that. They meant to do that. But I think that's kind of funny. I think it's very funny. I think I had that story here somewhere. Let's see. Here's one of these tabs here. Oh, here we go. All right. Games Radar has it. Early look at Borderlands 4 disappears and reappears after fans spot a huge spoiler about a returning character, but somehow Conan O'Brien crashing the game was kept in. Yeah, they're saying it was a joke. They said it was a joke. They said yesterday a video of Conan O'Brien playing Borderlands 4 before anyone else was uploaded to YouTube. It contained his usual brand of shouty, semi-incoherent ravings, and also what a lot of people considered a huge spoiler for the story. The video has been re-edited to remove it, but the team kept in a hilarious moment where the game crashed. Yeah, it's not really good advertising, right? Another one of Randy Pitchford's aw shucks moments. Yep. If you're a real fan, you'll pay $70, $80 for this game, $90, $120, $20 a month for this game. Given the cinematic at the start of the video that delves into the story of Borderlands 4 and sets up the main villain, I'd assume the preview Conan got was earlier parts of the game. Okay. He fights some grunts. Flying thing that remarks is just shitting constantly and eventually faces off against Vile Lictor. But before the boss fight, a cutscene plays that shows, spoiler, Silent Amara getting her arm cut off. Conan initially thought it was a robot arm, didn't care. Okay, they said, yeah, over on YouTube, they couldn't find anyone mentioning the spoilers, but apparently the game kept crashing, or it did crash, and they kept that in. They said it was a joke. So I totally expect the conversation on Friday to be about performance issues on launch. It's like a Sixth Sense or something. I'm glad I canceled my pre-orders. Well, I think they made sure of it. I think they made sure that a lot of people were going to cancel because, that really snide comment like, well, we paid $100 for games back in my day. Which we did, but they were complete games. What audience watches Conan? Yeah, I don't know. $300. Wait, is that right? $300 for the super special edition is what a $100 game looks like. Yeah. They must have paid Conan a lot to play. The only thing I remember about Conan in video games is I remember he had PewDiePie on, and he kept making fun of PewDiePie, and people on Twitter at the time were like, this is why mainstream media is so much better, because this YouTuber can't keep up with the comic genius of Conan O'Brien. And it's like he was set up. He was set up to look like an idiot. PewDiePie. They set him up to look like an idiot on there was some award show, and they pretended like they didn't know who this guy was. It was like a People's Choice Award, I think. And they had him on. They were like, who the hell is PewDiePie? They had Ninja on, the Masked Singer, and everybody acted like they didn't know who he was. So they've actually gone out of their way to throw shade at online personalities, and they have for years. But it's like, yeah, how do you do, fellow kids? Brutal. They don't deserve my money. Ouch. I want it to be good so bad, but I guarantee it will be a hot pile of garbage. Is Borderlands 3 any good? Real fans will find a way to overlook these issues and still give us $80 for a barely functional product. It's truly a beautiful game. It's like an early build of the game. Why you try so hard to be negative? I don't know. That's, people ask us the same thing. Why you try so hard to be negative, Clownfish? We don't. We don't have to try hard at all. It just, the negativity just presents itself. It throws itself at us every day. Lightning Sketch says, you don't have to keep giving us money, but thank you. Unrelated, corporations will learn cutting corners never leads to real success, and AI won't catch on. I think not to talk too much about AI, I think it's going to be used as a tool, but it's not going to be used as a replacement. I think they're going to find out that you can't fire everybody and make it go. Ideally, these CEOs would love to do that. They'd love to be like, yeah, let's just fire everybody and save all that money on salaries. Maximum profit, and then I get, another $20 million bonus for saving money. That's how they look at things. And they're going to realize like, oh yeah, hey, the business doesn't work if we don't have people working at the business. But I think eventually they're going to use it as a tool. I think. Corpo's going to corpo. Yeah. Give us a reason to be positive. That's the thing. Everybody's like, why are all these nerds so negative? I'm like, one, nerds have always been pretty negative. As someone who's been doing the nerd thing since the 80s, I can tell you we've always been pretty negative. But there are a lot of reasons, to be negative now. And it's not even the product, it's the people. The people are trash, So what's this one? This is at Nintendo. Yeah, let's talk about Nintendo. Nintendo's done a heel turn lately, haven't they? At Nintendo, every developer is a director. If you make excuses, you get removed from a team. So let's talk about Nintendo. We're going to talk about Palworld too. I think I had this article pulled up. There we go. This is the full article. Automaton. At Nintendo, every developer is a director. If you make excuses, you get removed from the team. So this is a former Nintendo veteran. I'm going to botch this. Motoi Okamoto talks about the company's everyone's a director approach. He said there's basically no excuses, right? He said there's a hands-on development process that goes on at Nintendo. Programmers who are lazy about implementing things and project managers and programmers who try to avoid the trial and error process using deadlines and budget restraints as an excuse are removed from development teams without hesitation. Well, that's good. Motoi. There we go. I love actually having a chat because I can have people tell me how to pronounce things that I'm absolutely gonna botch. Just don't give me any Polish names because I cannot pronounce anything that doesn't have vowels in it because they're all like. So all right. So Okamoto describes Nintendo's development environment as a culture of everyone being a director, which suggests each developer on the team takes on some degree of decision-making when it comes to improving a game. If a programmer finds a spec boring, they're free to just implement it in a way they believe it will make it entertaining. That's what professional game programmers do. No. You're supposed to go to Bluesky and complain that there's a lack of diversity in your department and that you don't get enough time off. Yeah, they said what's frowned upon is when a developer can't make a judgment without elaborate graphics. If you can't tell whether game mechanics are entertaining based on only stripped down graphics, you may be treated as incompetent. But we need more people being treated as incompetent if they are in fact incompetent. The biggest danger to creating revolutionary games and hits, he says, is coming from so-called game design experts and know-it-all critics who stifle the necessary trial and error process. What's important is to not hesitate to try out even specs that might seem unreasonable at first. So he talks about Miyamoto, who have in his and the former president Wada, who in his opinion have maintained a humble, hands-on approach to making games despite being regarded as sages in the industry. Miyamoto, he was very hands-on. They were the old school. They were hands-on. Same with animation, same with comics. Like these guys really threw themselves into their work. Just do it, just try it. There we go. Hawaiian names give me trouble. Yeah. Everybody needs to be named John Smith. Here we go. I got you when it comes to East Asian names. There we go, guys, I hope. At the same time, he also acknowledges that this kind of development style doesn't suit every genre, particularly narrative-driven games. Translation Western games. For story-driven games, waiting until implementation to make judgments can possibly mean rebuilding expensive assets such as cutscenes. Well, it's a movie. At that point, if the game has to follow the narrative and the cutscenes have already been pre-rendered, it's just a video. It's just a movie and not a video game, right? I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know. All right, so here's another Nintendo. It's Nintendo being Nintendo. Palworld had to remove game features because of a Nintendo lawsuit. We talked about that before. You're not allowed to throw balls and have tiny animals come out of balls. But now apparently, and flight too, I think gliding, they had to remove that. But now they have another issue. They have another problematic patent in their fight against Palworld. So this is what I was afraid of with Nintendo, is I think they're actually filing patents just to stop people from competing with them at all. Which is, and if they get away with it, they're going to keep doing it. So this is coming from Gaming on Linux. With the ongoing Nintendo and Pokemon versus Palworld lawsuit, another patent has been found recently that's rather problematic for the whole gaming industry. Oh, there are 2 recent patent approvals in the USA. So spotted by GamesFray, the patent in question was approved in the USA on September 2nd, which focuses around summoning another character, something that a great many games do. It was filed in March of 2023. It's now being approved. Yeah, it takes forever for this stuff to work its way through the system. Reading through the patent, the important bit covers in plain English. It includes all these together. PC console, similar device when the game is stored, the ability to move your character in a virtual space, summoning a sub-character. That sub-character can fight enemies or automatically or by your control. Oh, it's interesting. Sub-character being automatically controlled when not fighting enemies. From creature collectors to RPGs and more, there are a lot of games that have this mechanic, probably in the hundreds if not thousands. It doesn't mean Nintendo will actually go after a lot of games that use it. This is most notable due to their fight with Palworld. Yeah, but the fact that they can file this and then they can just kind of sit on it and then be like, oh yeah, hey Monster Rancher. Yeah, we're gonna play that card now to shut you down because we don't like it. I mean, I joked before. I said all it's gonna take is for them to be like, okay, walking left to right, jumping and stomping on things and collecting metal objects is now patented. Therefore, Sonic the Hedgehog can no longer exist because Mario exists. So this is a problem. This is why I'm really not. I used to be a much bigger Nintendo fan, but this coupled with them trying to slap down everybody that tries to compete with them, I think is crazy. Not a lawyer, so I'm most likely wrong. I think the patent should immediately be invalidated. There are tons of prior art. Can we just get the point and have Nintendo try to patent the concept of video games, money, and having a soul? How original. They're just trying to get some money from a successful project. They could have done a Pokemon game like that a long time ago. Yeah, Palworld wasn't a problem for them because there are other games that are very Pokemon-esque. What was a problem was how successful it was. The game was incredibly successful. I mean, massively successful. And if it had not been as successful, they would not be paying attention. They're going to sue dual colored balls soon. Yeah, they're going to go after fishing lures, bobbers, because, you know, is a major problem. It is a major problem. Everybody's going too fast here. There we go. It's a huge problem. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this dark arc in Nintendo's history because they're basically trying to set themselves up as like the video game publisher, and you can't compete with us. And they've gone. I don't even think Disney is this crazy. I'm gonna be honest. Like Disney is very litigious. I don't think Disney's this crazy. I think this is like a whole new level of batshit. But they're going to go out of their way, I think, to stomp down any potential competitor Let's see what else we got here. I got a bunch of stuff. I had some other stuff pulled up, and then we're gonna log off here. Oh, hey, yeah, this is weird. So remember the Dragon Prince? Does anybody remember that? Anybody? It was on Netflix. We actually gave it a good review, and we still had the fans of that show attack us. So they're going to Kickstarter now. So they have to like kickstart the new season of their series. And they got like 14,000 people signed up. But that's kind of weird. So that what that is telling me is that the money is running out for a lot of these animated series. And this kind of jives with what people have been telling us that work in animation, that they're like the jobs are drying up. These shows are not being greenlit because they don't really get a return on their investment. But they're actually going to Kickstarter now to try to get another season of Dragon King going. And I don't know how successful they're going to be. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of money, like millions of dollars. And I don't know if they're going to get millions and millions of dollars off of 15,000 people. I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, Nintendo fans are going to defend all this. Yeah, they will. For sure. Dusty Road says copyright law was made for Sane World, not for Clown World, and needs reform. Yeah, corporations use it to knock out their competitors. That's what's going on. So we're talking Dragon King, Dragon Prince. Jendo says, yeah, I dropped it mid season 2. I watched it for like the first season and a half, and I thought the first season was pretty good. People said, and I honestly just forgot about it. It's one of those things where I was watching, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then I just kind of forgot about it. And people say it came off the rails later. But like, I mean, this just kind of shows you where Netflix is at right now, because this is a Western produced show. I mean, they're picking up more and more anime. And now they have to go out to Kickstarter to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Critical Role did it, but I don't know. They kind of did it in reverse though, right? Like Critical Role used the Kickstarter to show Amazon that there was potential for their series. And then, and they got like, I think it was like 11 or $12 million or something like that. And then they went to Amazon and got an actual, like a real deal. This is like doing it in reverse. Like, we had a Netflix deal and now we don't. So now we're going to go out to Kickstarter and to do more. But I mean, good luck. Good luck to them. But there are people that don't like them. Apparently they got canceled for something. I have no idea. But everybody's got to, put their 2 cents in. Reddit's kind of like, yeah, we're not going to support it. I'm like, oh, it's not a good sign if Reddit's not going to support it. Not that most of these people had money anyway, but, Doge, thank you. Didn't have to do that. Know about the Great Gianna Sisters. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That was, it was for PC. It was a platform game Nintendo took out of the market back in the 80s. This isn't anything new. No, they've been doing this for a while. I mean, that's why they had the lockout chips. They sued Atari for making, third-party games. The irony in all this is Nintendo complained fiercely when Universal tried to take out Donkey Kong. And now they have their theme park in Universal. Money talks, man. Like they're like, yeah, we can, bury the hatchet. But that was a big deal. Like they were trying to shut down, Universal was trying to shut down Donkey Kong, claiming it was King Kong. And now we've got Nintendo in Universal. It's just very, very weird. Very weird stuff. Oh, we got more people coming in. Jeez, guys. Trying to keep up. Let me see here. Let me see here. Doge, thank you very much. You don't have to keep giving us money, guys. Seriously. But I appreciate it. Nintendo Direct hits Friday. Excited for Super Mario's 40th. Yeah, I hope it's good. The last couple of Directs haven't been that great. It's probably gonna be like more Wii U games. It's like here's a super duper deluxe version of this Zelda game for like the 15th time. Give us more money. Operation One, thank you. Didn't have to do that. Hey, did you get my message on Substack? Sorry for reaching out like this. The only way I can get your attention. I will have to check. I'm actually not terribly good at Substack, but I will check for that. Thank you. Didn't have to do that. let's see here. What do we got going on? Yeah, I will check Substack. I got to check the messages on that. Basically, yeah, speaking of the Substack anyway, we're using it mostly as notifications. So if you guys are not getting notified of our new videos, go out to Substack, news.clownfishtv.com, and it uses Substack. Sign up. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. We do have paywalled content on there too. We're not doing our memberships on YouTube because I don't trust YouTube. I don't trust them anymore, and you shouldn't either. I'm just saying. Let's see here. What else we got? Or is that it? That might be it for today. I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about real quick before I wrap things up? I think mostly I wanted to talk about the craziness with Hogwarts Legacy and Nintendo being douchebags, and Borderlands 4. And what's going on with MSNBC? Hold on. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This whole thing, like, I'm not gonna talk about this in the live stream, but like the situation with the assaults and murders in broad daylight in cities is just absolutely insane. It's insane. I mean, I new UFO video. The new UFO video. There's a new UFO video. Did I somehow miss this? Are we talking about the? Let me see. What's going on? Oh. MQ-9 drone firing a Hellfire missile at an orb. Wait, is this what we're talking about? Hold on. I haven't seen this one yet. All right, there's a video of an MQ-9 drone firing a Hellfire missile at an orb. It gets hit, spins a little, and then carries on. I haven't seen this yet. Here, let me see if I can get the audio on here. I gotta switch into another window. There we go. Go here. Let's take a look at this. All right. Okay. So this is an orb like the Tic Tac? Oh. And it just carries on.
This is when it zoomed out, so you can still see it traveling.
Barely an inconvenience.
So, Mr. Knapp,
that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. They hit it and it didn't even do anything. Huh. Like your live streams. Yeah, we're going to see. I mean, if we get a good turnout here over the next month, I mean, I'll keep doing them. If you guys hate it and you're like, yeah, just go back to being a cartoon and shut the hell up, then we'll stop. See, a Clownfish TV email for DREZZED, maybe 30 minutes. Yeah, I should have done that. I should have sent an email out. I don't know what I was looking at. Yeah, let's see here. It was an orb. It's kind of like the Tic Tac. And it's kind of just cruising over the ocean. And then they hit it with a missile. It's sideways. So it's, right there. And it just kind of spins around and just keeps on moving. So they don't know what it is. So this must have been during the hearing. I knew they were doing another hearing yesterday. So, interesting. I thought you were black. Everybody thought I was black. Do I sound black? What does that mean? I don't know. It's just like everybody. I think it's because we had somebody on yesterday that said that they thought I was black because of the old avatars from like 7 or 8 years ago where I look like Fillmore, and they just kind of assumed, I guess. I don't know. That's really interesting. All right. Let's see here. Let's go back to this. We'll do. Is this it? There we go. All right. What's this? Super J Live. Did you talk about the decision from the Brazilian Superior Court about how they can order content removal from any company in any country? No. That's stupid. How can they do that? They can remove content from any company in any country. In Brazil. Yeah, it sounds about right. Aliens. Beryl says, I thought the fact that nothing happens to this one after being hit by missiles intriguing. Yeah, I mean, here's my take. So my feeling on the UFO thing, and people are like, well, are they hostile or are they whatever? And I'm like, I think if they wanted us gone, if it is in fact an alien intelligence, if they wanted us gone, we'd be gone, because apparently there's nothing we can do to stop them. So if they wanted to take over, they could do it. So I'm thinking that they're not overly hostile, or it could just be our monkey brains thinking that the default is, if you've got advanced technology, you're going to take over another civilization, right? They might be beyond that. They might just be like, yeah, that's stupid. That's what a stupid monkey would think, because that's what a monkey would do. I don't know. But I would say if they're overly hostile and they wanted us gone, we'd be gone by now. I don't think they're testing the waters. I think they're, like I said, I think if there are aliens and they're actually here, I think they probably have a lot of technology that we just can't see or perceive. And if they wanted us gone, we'd be gone. That's just my opinion on it. Agent 51, thank you. Did not have to do that. $5 to pronounce the first Polish name you see in chat. Also, what times, days you plan to stream? I am thinking, if this goes well, I want to turn it into a morning show. And then for me, that works out better anyway, because we have other stuff we do. So I'm thinking I'm going to shoot for like 8:30, 9 o'clock Eastern for like an hour and a half. Monday through Friday, or 3 or 4 times a week. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I haven't decided yet. I don't want to be on here, 7 hours a day at like 2 o'clock in the morning, or, what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to live on stream. We have a lot of other stuff that we do, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it so much. I'm not very good at it, but I don't mind it so much. Yeah, this is 100% true. Like the Barry says, it would be like the U.S. Navy versus some people in the canoe with spears. Yeah, pretty much. Get Geeky on too. Yeah, we're going to eventually. I think she'll come on, or we'll do like the old school clownfish live or something at night. We'll see, because we're both very busy, so we'll see what we can do. But yeah, is there any Polish names? Do we have any Polish names? Do we have any Polish names for me to try to pronounce? Here, the Amish electrician says, or they're not real. Well, maybe they're not real. I don't know. I'm just saying, if the aliens are real and they have that kind of technology, they could take us out pretty easily. So, Danny says maybe an hour stream every other day or so. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Creativerse says, stream when you have time and have fun with it. Never push it beyond the unnatural. Yeah, it gets really weird. Like, and again, I'm not trying to target any streamers in particular, but there are people that stream for a very long time every day, and you can tell they don't want to. You can tell they really don't want to. All right, here's one. Is it Witcha? Easy one. I don't know. Wixa. It looks like Wixa, but it's probably pronounced like Smith or something. What's this one? Pelagianek. I don't know. I can't pronounce Polish names. I really can't. Like I said, our neighbors are Polish, and I would call them by their first name for like years. Like 3 years, I call them by their first name, because I couldn't pronounce their last name. I swear to God, they had like one vowel in their last name. I'm like, Mr., Mrs., And so then there was like a neighborhood get together, and I was like listening very carefully to hear how other people pronounce their last name. And the other neighbor was like, "Oh yeah, the so and so's," and I'm like, "Who the hell are they?" I'm like, "Oh, that's how you pronounce it. It doesn't look like that at all." That's crazy. Vista, probably. John Osborne says, as far as I can tell, Wixa sounds like Vista. Yeah, we're pretty public. Like we actually, because we did conventions and stuff long before. I mean, we've been doing YouTube. I would say we were probably doing YouTube before most of the other people in our space were doing YouTube. We were just doing it on another channel, and we're doing different kind of content. But like 2012, we've been doing web comics. We were doing web comics back in like 2008. Used to go to conventions all the time for the Disney stuff. I was at a lot of conventions. I mean, we're out there. We're pretty out there. Geeky, yeah, her profile pic on Twitter is actually her face, and it's a fairly recent photo too. She's out there. She's a Desert Star 57. She's a character from my military. Oh, okay, from your own sci-fi books. So Vista, okay. Pirates and Princesses, yeah. So there we go, guys. So yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in. Again, I didn't announce that I was going to do this one, so I'm happy you showed up. Yeah, I did this earlier, and I intended to. I think I started at like 8:30. But yeah, I will, once I settle on a schedule. If you sign up at news.clownfishtv.com, I'll send a notification out if we're going to go live. Hopefully you guys, can make it. And if not, well, you can always watch the recorded version later. And we might post some clips throughout the day. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. We're trying to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. But thank you very much. Again, go out to news.clownfishtv.com. Go out to Kickstarter. Wow, she's over 23 now. Go out to Kickstarter. You have 13 hours for Geeky Sparkles, Glow and Ghouls retro enamel pins. And yeah, we got the orc pins in. We just got they're all packed up, ready to go. Turned out pretty good. I like the arson orc. I think I showed these off the other day. They're you got booby orc, but they're nice. They're nice pins. Maybe if I zoom in here. There we go. Very tiny. There we go. We got it's probably gonna show up backwards. I don't know. All right. The orcs are a-holes. And they have our branding on them, which is pretty cool. So we have our own manufacturer. Let's put in the stamp. You can't really see it. I don't think you can see it on there. Nah, it's not going to work. Oh, wait. There we go. Nah. It's on there, trust me. Anyway, they're all packed up, ready to go. We're going to be shipping those out here pretty soon. Backer kit's a pain in the ass. I'm going to be honest. It's I don't like their I don't like backer kit much for fulfilling. But anyway, let's see here. Do we have anything else before we go? Be gone. There we go. Buy a pin for your pin. There you go. Buy a pin. Be gone. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Hey guys, thanks so much again for watching, and I'll let you guys know what our schedule is going to be. I'll try to send you an email before we go live, because God knows YouTube won't do it. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We're going to have some other videos coming later today, and we'll talk later.